We're looking at the original members of the OSCO group. In this photograph, we're all in our early 20s. It's Patsy Valdez, it's Humberto Sandoval, Willie Herron, and Grunk. This particular piece, First Supper After a Major Riot, took place 4 years after major civil unrest, which was known as the Chicano Moratorium. The location where I selected to place everyone for this particular photograph was where I was standing in 1971 when 25 police officers opened fire using live ammunition and fired into a crowd of peaceful demonstrators, and many were injured, and I believe many were killed. When I organized everyone to pose there on that location, on that traffic island, well, that traffic island was actually built to eliminate all of the evidence of the bloodshed that had taken place there by the County of Los Angeles. To even take this photograph in a place where many people had been literally shot to death by authorities was kind of still rather daring and dangerous. And so the setup actually occurred only just after a couple of minutes. Right near Arizona and Whittier, where the photograph was taken, was absolutely the epicenter of Chicano urban culture. The whole area of East LA kind of served as an ongoing set for some of our performances. But it was also, again, it was sort of the public space of public sentiment. People would walk up and down the streets dressed up as though they were going to go to a party, even though it was a work day. This is where people would laugh and yell and skip. And then it became this other kind of place where you were not allowed to even say a word. This idea of our work, the OSCO work, was quite literally in context of sort of the existentialist angst that resulted from the atomic age. This constant threat of extinction and ongoing berating kind of message that came through mass media, institutions, policing, for the lack of representation. The idea was to transform a site of despair and suffering, and to kind of twist it around a little bit and to give it a different narrative and to make it sort of a happy, absurdist location where if things are really ridiculous, you might as well have fun doing it and at the same time making commentary. This has to do a little bit with sort of the Mexicanization of our fun, and that was to incorporate sort of the concept of what's known as Nepantla, which sort of is an Aztec concept of being in between life and death. And a lot of Mexican humor is really related to that. But at the same time, you sort of had, at this point, sort of late 20th century, kind of stark, nihilistic kind of sentiment, which cuts you to the quick, minus any humor at all. And the intermix of all of that actually accentuated the sensibility of fun. And that was to have sort of the fun of incorporating almost all your condensed energy into a particular moment, almost very a thermonuclear reaction in a way.